Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Kinley, and that is Nick there, my counterpart, my partner in crime in all things yoga teacher training program. I'm going to start a PowerPoint in a moment, and then we will go through the general experience of the yoga teacher training, and then open it up for questions. So I am the co-founder of PYC. We started it in 2009. My business partner, Pauline Caballero, and I, just a full-on passion project. It came from the heart and soul of that this practice has changed my life. This practice has changed Pauline's life, and literally saves my life on a daily basis. When I don't hit my mat, I notice more profoundly what the positive effects of the practice are when I haven't been on it in a while. And we just really wanted to share it with other people. And so we just opened one little studio, and then it expanded, and we have amazing friends who wanted to open up yoga studios. And now we have a whole bunch in Canada. And we just started to open some studios. I'm down in Cleveland right now. My son's father is American, and so he's a school teacher in Cleveland. So my son is going to school right now in my son's father's school. So I go between Oakville and Cleveland. I'm back and forth a lot. Um, and Oakville is my home, and I've been teaching yoga for 20 something years now, and leading teacher trainings for about that long. And I love this work, and the work being self inquiry, peeling away the layers, um, growing, the work of growing. I just love being in the work of teacher training. So I look forward. Hopefully, some of you are joining us this summer. And then, Nick, do you want to share anything?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I found PYC back in 2014. Just my friend brought me, and I took a class at Oakville, and I haven't left since. It's been 12 years. I joined the Energy Exchange team the month after I did the intro special at PYC Oakville, and then 5 years after I began my journey at PYC, I started working full time with PYC and started teaching. And soon enough, we'll be opening up a studio. So you know, PYC
Yay.
means so much to me, and yoga teacher training has done so much for me. And so I'm just so blessed that I get to support with all the admin. I get to support every participant before, during, after. And I'm always here for you. So yeah, just thank you for being here, and excited to chat and maybe get to know you all a little bit more tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, there's Michael Franti. Move that. Uh, what am I in? Oh, is this in Canva?
Yeah, that's in Canva.
Oh, have I done this before? Let's see. Animate? No. How do I
Per say
preview?
preview. There we go.
All right. But you can still kind of see my tabs and stuff
At
up
the
there.
bottom of there's a little expander. Yep, there to maximize it.
Wait, I just got everybody's heads down there. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. All right. Look
Beautiful.
at this. Who knew? Oh, wait, it's flipping forward like it's on a timer. Hmm. Let's see. Sorry, friends. What can we do to stop the timer going? What do you think, Nick?
Close. That's it. Let me see.
Here we go. Click on this. Edit timer.
You could just pause it, or that's a little annoying. I think it's
Apply to
because
all
it's
pages. Edit. Nope. Okay. How about I give myself a certain amount of time to talk, and then I'm like, okay, next. 30 seconds per page.
exactly.
Okay, let's see. All right, preview, expand. All right, I got 30 seconds. So Seek the Truth, the 200-hour teacher training program is all about going inward and the seeking the truth not outside of ourselves, but inside ourselves. And, yoga is a very vast art, a way of being that the one piece is the physical part. Like the one piece is that like doing a yoga pose is one tiny little piece of yoga. So the seeking the truth is so much more about going inward and all right,
You
it's
can hit space to pause it. There we go.
yes. Um it the yamas and the niyamas of the Yoga Sutras are all aspects about ways of being with yourself, in your thoughts, in your mental capacities, and ways of being with others, and how we interact in the world, how we move through the world, how we impact others. And through the yamas and the niyamas, which is really what a lot of the work is, that one of my biggest passions in leading is the ontological work of being. Who am I? And who am I being, and how am I leaving others feeling? That's the main essence of what we are up to in this program. All of the learning that you're going to do is embodied. So all the time that we are physically together is going to be you learn it and then you do it, or you teach it right away. So you're mastering it through you doing it, and then repetition. So you're going to do lots of practice teaching, a lot of sharing, a lot of you cueing the poses, a lot of journaling, a lot of like doing the exercises so that you embody it. Because I don't want you to come out with book knowledge. My goal is that my intention is that you come out with a lived experience of yoga through the vessel of the facilitation team. We have a big facilitation team that comes through. And it's not like the right way. This is just a way. This is a perspective. And hopefully it resonates with you. If you've been to our studios, you got a kind of feel of that our biggest intention is community and belonging, and that we infuse that through our yoga teacher training. So how can we leave our students feeling seen? How can we leave our students feeling heard and lit up, and have an opportunity to talk to their neighbor, and have an opportunity to meet somebody in the class? So there's community and belonging is really at the backbone of who we are. And in this training, it's all embodied learning. There's a big, let me get into that later. I think there's a whole section on that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. What else do I want to say? Seek the truth, embodied learning. I already told you who I am. We have a huge facilitation team. And what I love about this program, I'm talking about the one coming up, the summer teacher training program in Sugar Ridge, just north of Barrie. It's in Wybridge, Ontario. We've been going there for years. What I love about this program is that we have a vast amount of facilitators that come. I think I've got a slide coming up, so you're gonna meet all these amazing facilitators that come up. Here, this slide is all about our core values. Through our core values of speaking straight, listening generously, honoring commitments, being for each other, acknowledgement, appreciation, and diversity and belonging, we have a shared value. So hopefully you feel this every time you walk into a PYC, that there's a shared value, there's a shared way of interacting with each other that we ingrain in ourselves through our energy exchange program, and our teacher training, through our affiliate ownership program, that gives us a backbone of familiarity when you go to all the yoga studios. So you start to feel like, oh, there's a feeling at PYC. And it really is rooted in these core values of ways of operating with each other, that we really want each other to grow. Like our mission statement is empowering communities in action. We really want you to be in action in your life, and living your best life in any domain, whether it's yoga, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your family. And these core values really help us live into that and hold that space for you to live into that. Yay! That was at our teachers summit. It was so fun. So here is a little video of our winter training, and one of our girls there was teaching a practice teaching session, and that's what I was talking about, this embodied learning piece, where you will right away start teaching yoga, and we'll do it in tiny little snippets. So don't get nervous. We'll start off with a little bit, so that you start to find your voice, so that you start to build your confidence, so that you start to feel comfortable. Because a lot of people do this training and don't want to be yoga teachers. A lot of people will come to this training to build that confidence of public speaking, to build the confidence of authentically sharing in front of a group of people vulnerably, and getting over that discomfort of being seen, and feeling like, oh my gosh, are they going to laugh at me? Am I going to mess up? And we do it in a really safe container, like in a way where you're using yoga, you're teaching yoga, but you're discovering all of those aspects about yourself, and finding yourself. Like yoga is really not about finding yourself out there, it's finding yourself in here. It's actually remembering yourself, right? It's peeling away the layers that got put on top of you. And one amazing tool to do that is in this domain of teaching in front of others. You remember being that little kid where like the teacher would say, "Who wants to share?" And you'd be like, me. And you'd even know what you're going to share, but we would just like raise a hand. So finding that inward journey of remembering who you are and remembering that little child within inside of you that was like curious and wanted to share and wanted to raise your hand and wanted to share your voice. So that's a big part of the teacher training program. There's so many other things you'll get out of our program. We do a little thing at the very beginning and at the very end where you make a list of like, what have I got from yoga? And at the end, what have I got from the last, from this 200-hour teacher training program? I'm always amazed and blown away by usually the shares starting from I love myself again. I healed a relationship with my brother who I haven't spoken with in years. I I awoke my creative self, and I can't wait to go home and start painting again. Or I remembered how much I love writing. I'm going to write a book. Like those are the things that I get so excited about that people share from the teacher training program is that they discover and remember their light and their inner spark. And of course, you will learn how to teach yoga and the yoga asanas. We'll talk about the history of yoga. You'll learn about the energy chakras. You'll learn about why do we om? You'll learn about some Hindu gods. We'll talk about all the things, but it's always those like nuggets of the heart that I'm often most proud of in our training and why you should do this because there's such an opportunity for healing. There's such an opportunity for healing, and I think I know myself. It's like I can't do enough of this work of telling myself I love myself and doing the inner work that I don't know. I think we all need it, and there's nothing like taking yourself out of your life and unplugging. I mean, you have access to everything as much as you want, and you can unplug as much as you want. And getting fed amazing meals and meditating every day, doing yoga every day, and just taking yourself out of the hamster wheel of your life. There's something so magical about that allows you to step back and breathe and be like, why am I doing that day in and day out? And gives you a sense of remembering, like, what do I love to do? I forgot what I love. I love painting. I keep saying painting because that's my thing. I literally upstairs have an easel that I bought for a little art studio I want to set up, and I haven't yet. So as I'm saying this, I'm poking myself. I'm like, Kinley, you need to go up there and set up your easel and actually do that thing that you love to do. Okay, let me keep going. Sorry, I'm getting excited here. Okay, these are 3 ways of training. Really, there's 2, the 10-day intensive and the weekend program. We do have the winter weekend program coming up, and it's going to be held at a couple different locations, and we might actually be adding more locations in Canada, at like a home studio near you, and it's also available on Zoom. So that program in the winter is on weekends and it's spread out over about 4 months and it's still intensive because we meet about every other weekend and it's spread out over about 4 months. And you come together on the weekend and then you go back into your life and then you come back on the weekend, you go back into your life. And then the one that's coming up, the summer teacher training that's held at Sugar Ridge Retreat Center just in north of Barrie in Wybridge, Ontario, is a 10-day intensive. Now, both programs do have some self-led videos that you'll watch and papers that you'll write. The summer one has a little bit more of that because it's immersive and intensive. There's a little bit more self-led work that you'll do on your own. And we have an amazing platform that takes you through it all, and it's really on point. Nick's done such a great job with that. So it's really easy. And then you can kind of take your time. The intensive is intense, we're together, and then you've got time, some breathability to read the books, to write the essays, to delve into the different aspects of yoga on your own time. Is there anything else I missed on that, Nick, that you want to add?
No, no, you touched on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, everything as I was thinking Bill to say, you're like, oh, Ken said that. Okay. Oh.
We're like, we do have different pricing models. There's like the early bird, super early bird, and then full tuition for each program. So the earlier you sign up, the better. I know that there's a deadline coming up for the summer one soon. What is it, Nick?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
So if you sign up before tomorrow, you end up saving $400. And yeah.
Okay, that's good to note. All right, let me see what else we got, and then we'll open up for questions. Oh, there's some of our facilitation team. Monica, she does our Hindu gods. There's Nikki, there's Jax as chakras. There's me and Joe. She's our amazing lab. And there's a lot of other, you can see this isn't even an exhausted list of who comes through. The summer program in Sugar Ridge, because it's so close to Toronto, you actually get it's actually a really special training because I'm able to incorporate the most facilitators out of all the programs. They all come up and get peppered in. So you get to have a breathwork session with Debbie and Kelly. You get to have chakras led by Jax. You get to have, asana, breakdown, labbing, posture clinic done by one of our amazing facilitators that love the body and anatomy gurus. And Monica Day comes up and does a beautiful practice around the Hindu gods' influence of the yoga poses and the Sanskrit names and what they mean, and a little bit of how to integrate Hinduism and the history of yoga into teaching yoga here in the West. And then Pino comes up and Denise comes up. They both do methodology, PYC methodology, self expression. So you get to have these like real senior teachers come up because it's so close. It's such a quick drive. So I really like you guys get to have so many facilitators come through in the summer intensive program. It's quite special. What else do I want to say about that? Anything else about the facilitators, Nick?
Um,
They all have just different talents and passions, and we really just try to, elevate. Oh, you're passionate about that? How about have you lead that? So it's really great to see different ways of leading yoga. We're not all going to sound the same. You might be a teacher like Jax who's really passionate about chakra, the energy system, and so you weave that through your class. You might be a teacher like JC who loves alignment. She's a physiotherapist, and so you might weave, and Joe too. Like you might weave. Do you know what that muscle is? And you know when it contracts, like you might be that kind of teacher. So I hope to bring through lots of teachers so that you can see that there's so many different ways to teach yoga and to allow your passions to come through your classes. So you have like a unique voice out in the world.
yeah, and some of the facilitators are studio owners as well, and just been in the PYC community and supporting with teacher training for like over a decade, right? So
Yeah.
a lot. It's really nice, like to be able to hear everybody else's opinion and perspective in different areas. So some of you may know some of these teachers without even actually realizing that's their names. You
Yeah.
may have seen them on social media or whatnot, but they're great leaders that live and embody yoga day in and day out.
Yes. We're very blessed with an amazing family. All right. There is a picture of our winter teacher training at our Oakville studio. And these are the three main practices that we'll do every day. So every day we'll meditate, every day we'll do asana, every day we'll do some type of inquiry, journaling, sharing, group sharing, small group sharing. And all three of those, hopefully you've experienced at PYC in a yoga class too. Like it might even just be the inquiry of when you're in a pose, like can you soften your shoulders? The inquiry might look like that in class, or it might be, can you just drop your thoughts right now and be present? So through these three practices, you learn how to weave them into your yoga classes too. And then we've got perks of the program. You do get a big manual. I don't even have one right here on my desk, but we have a big manual that you will get, a physical copy of the manual. You are able to register with Yoga Alliance when you're complete with our training. You get a certificate once we get all of your post work, and then you just upload that certificate into the Yoga Alliance site, and you can get Yoga Alliance. Yoga Alliance is this like this registry that oversees the schools of yoga and oversees certification. You don't need to get it unless you're teaching out. Like at PYC, we don't require our teachers to have that because we already know that they've done our PYC training. We know they're all good. But if you're teaching at places like the City of Toronto or you're teaching at Lifetime Fitness, sometimes places like that, like a bigger gyms might ask for your Yoga Alliance certification. So just so you know, we are a registered school and you can apply through Yoga Alliance. And it's like a yearly fee of I think around I don't know $100, 120 US or something a year to keep that up. You get access to PYC at home. And what is PYC at home? It's our on demand platform with tons of live recorded classes from our studios and face to face recorded classes. Like some, we've actually recorded some classes on there where like we're talking to the camera and they might be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We have a breathwork session on there. We have some labbing where we break down poses. Also, PYC at home, there's a whole train of videos that you can watch on how to memorize the sequence. I did a whole little series of videos for you to break down the sequence so you can memorize it and come into the training all ready to go. And there's a lot more at PYC at home. We've built out this beautiful backend platform. When you register, you get added in, and there's so much support, videos and documents. Oh,
Here it is right here. Let me pull it up.
oh, thanks, Nick.
Right, so here's Power Yoga at Home with all the on-demand classes that Kinley was sharing about.
I can't see it. Did you share it?
Oh, yes, you can't share it? Can everybody else see it?
Oh, it's just me. I'm gonna change my view. Keep going.
Okay. And then so all of these on-demand classes, just it's great to supplement your practice if you can't get in studio. And then the back-end program. So these are the modules for certification. If you're in the summer program, these are the ones you watch in advance of us going to the Sugar Ridge. And then if you're in winter, we still give you access to this, but you not necessarily have to watch all of them. We would tell you what to watch, but lots of great content in here. See all these anatomy videos, a video on the Hindu gods, yamas and niyamas, 8 limbs of yoga, and then this is a movie on the history of yoga. So it really helps just explain, okay, where did yoga come from? How did it begin? And some other cool facts within the yoga realm. And this right here is a really great resource that Kinley created around memorizing the PYC flow that you end up learning during program. So you watch each section and then you follow along. And it's ultimately just we break down our flow into small sections, and then you get on your mat and you watch the videos, and at the same time you're hearing Kinley tell you the poses, and then you're repeating them, and it's a great way to memorize the poses. So we've gotten some really great feedback on that resource right there. Another resource that we've added on top of these pre-recorded videos that you get to watch, something called our community. And so this is something that you get after the program's complete. And so we put different opportunities in here. We put different resources such as the manual, a condensed flow card, different, actually more videos around just learning like the pillars of power yoga, the elements of power yoga. And so you then get access to this community hub where you can then also connect with other teachers. There's studio owners sharing opportunities in here as well, students and different auditions at different studios. So it's just a place, I think one of the main things I want to share about this is after the program is complete, we're here for you. And so is, we just want to make sure that you're supported even after we complete this beautiful training. So
Thanks, Nick.
yeah, of course.
Okay, I think the last slide was. Um,
I can go ahead and share actually.
okay,
Yep.
can you see mine? Can you cancel mine?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't see yours. I think I canceled it already.
perfect.
So let's go to,
It's like what's, yeah.
yeah, what is possible.
All right, what's possible? So, a lot of people want to know what can I do with this teacher training certificate after I'm done. You can teach at a PYC studio, and what that would look like is your local studio would most likely be hosting some type of karma audition or community class audition. And why I'm making those parentheses quotes is because at Oakville when we do it, it's not an audition. Everybody who comes gets in the rotation. It's not like you can fail. We just want you to come out and teach, get feedback, teach again. And so the Karma classes are a donation-based class, less than what someone would pay for like a regular class, and it's led by newer yoga teachers getting experience. And most of our studios have these, not all of them, but most of our studios have karma classes, or they might call them community classes. And then after that, you might stay involved at your yoga studio. You might join the energy exchange team or the collective crew team if you're in the US. Or you might take the assisting intensive and become an assistant at your studio. There's lots of ways to stay engaged at the studios. Now you can also teach anywhere and everywhere with the PYC 200-hour teacher training certificate. We have teachers who are out there doing corporate yoga now, working with teams. I just taught a group of like 24 20-year-olds today who are all on a tennis team. There's lots of places you can get out and do work with in schools, um, at like women's shelters. There's just so many places. If you live in a condo and they've got one of those yoga rooms, you could start teaching yoga for your community where you live. There's lots of different opportunities for you to get out and teach. And then another option of what is possible after teacher training is opening up a PYC studio. We are actively expanding right now. We would love to get out of Ontario and move into some other provinces if you're thinking of moving anywhere or living anywhere. And we also just opened up some studios in the States. We have a studio now in New York State. We have a studio in Connecticut and two studios in Cleveland. And we're going to be opening up in Miami, Florida soon. So we are definitely expanding. If you want to move stateside, we would love you to open a studio down there too. Or Europe. I'd love to go to Europe. Anybody want to open a studio there?
We just got somebody from Ireland who's actually done our teacher training just reached out and it's like, I want to open up in Ireland.
I love her. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's the best. And then we have a lot of continuing education. I think it's the next slide.
Yep.
Possibilities too. We have all kinds of modules that you can stay in continuing education because once you do your 200-hour, that's really just the tip of the iceberg, right? We're always a student. We're always wanting to learn, always wanting to grow. We have modules that are held at all kinds of different studio locations that can pique your interest of many things. Like we have one with weights, like learning strength. We have one where you learn yin yoga or restorative yoga. Oh, good, Nick's bringing up the list. We've got the assisting intensive, which is highly, highly recommended. I would say it's like you gotta for sure 100% do the assisting intensive if you want to be a yoga teacher. You gotta learn all your hands-on assists. Some people do assisting intensive before they do their 200-hour, and some of you may have done that. Um, Kids yoga, prenatal yoga, Pilates. We have a great international Pilates teacher coming to Oakville in July. If you'd like to participate in that program, we have Reiki, Ayurvedic. We got a meditation program. There's just lots of things to stay engaged. And then there's the 300-hour yoga teacher training. So after your 200-hour, you could do the 300-hour, which is a longer program. It's spread out over about 10 months. And it is on the weekend, 1 weekend a month, spread out over about 7 months, 7 or 8 months. And there's lots of information about this online. And one of my favorite things about the 300-hour program is that the 300-hour participants mentor 200-hour grads, which is a really neat, like full circle. They get to be a mentor for one of the recent grads. So that's a really neat part of 300-hour. So lots to do. And was there one more thing on that module page? Oh, Pivot. We also have a coaching program where you can learn to be a personal coach. Um, where you learn how to take people through transformative inquiry so that they're living their best life. And that's called Pivot. And that book is written by my business partner, Pauline Caballero. And next steps. That guy, that handsome guy there, his name's Nick. He's our director of growth, and he helps with all questions about registration. He'll take you through any questions you might have about the place that we're staying, and or about the program. I'm also available. I answer to info@poweryogacanada.com, info@poweryogacollective.com, Kinndli at I've got lots of emails and I answer them all. So we're both very available. But Nick has a calendar where you can like actually sign up for a time slot for him if you wanted to delve into more questions.
Yeah, and I emailed that just before, like
Awesome.
during the call. So yeah, I think even
Anyone?
like
Oh, go ahead.
one thing in here, right? Like what is possible. I love this slide, and it's like we don't even know what. There's so many possibilities, even beyond yoga. Like Kinley talked on it or touched on it earlier. It's like sometimes this training pulls stuff out of you. You're like, holy smokes, I didn't even realize I wanted to do that. Or it helps you get a new lens in life where it's like, holy, like I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna move to a different country, or I came into this program and I hated my job, but now I love it. Right? So like the possibilities are endless with this training. I think like that's I've seen that, and I see it because we've now there's been 1,000 grads in this training, and so I've been lucky enough to be a part of maybe like a few hundred, and I get to see like their journey. It's like, oh my gosh, and I see now them like doing other things and living their best life off the mats, on the mats, and so yeah, I just wanted to add that point as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many really cool offshoots. I was just thinking, Jax just sent me a message about she's teaching at Camp Yoga. I don't know if you've heard of Camp Yoga. That was one of our grads that came out of 200-hour teacher training and started Camp Yoga, which is like, um, it's like a yoga, not even a conference. It's literally like an adult camp, and they have everything. It's like super fun, and they rent like a campsite, and anyways, just neat things like that. That people come out of this training and get really clear and start these beautiful creative projects. That it's really inspiring. We should start like some shared platform where everyone just shares like what they're all doing now.
That'd be
What
cool.
are they all doing now? Does anyone have any questions? We gave you lots of information. I hope we touched upon a little bit here and there. Questions you might have. Hi, Mary.
Hi, I just have maybe a few questions. One is, well, you don't have to convince me about yoga. It's not a question. I already paid. I already made up my mind. I've been with doing yoga maybe since pre-pandemic. I started maybe around 2018, and I've loved it ever since. And I think this would be good for me.
Mm.
My question is, I know there's a list of books.
Mhm.
Um, so is it mandatory reading or recommended reading for the
Yeah,
summer?
there's both. There's both. There's a few mandatory books, or I would say required readings, but you
Yes.
can you can get a lot of them at the library and on audio. There's like some platforms that are free and online. I'm a Audible member, so I listen to an Audible. I know Amazon has a lot of our books too. So right there, there's the required book. So the Power Yoga Handbook is the book that I wrote during the pandemic. One good thing came out of it for me. Um, that book has all of the asanas broken down with alignment cues, but also a spiritual focus. So, and it has all the chakras and everything in there, and our story and some inquiry in there. So that book you're for sure going to want to get physical, like a physical copy. And we do have some of those at the Oakville studio, and some of the other studios have those. That book, make sure you buy it from the link that Nick is going to send you. Don't buy it on Amazon. We've been having issues with the copy that they have. It's not the right copy. It's like an unedited version. So just make sure you connect with Nick about that one. Voice of Knowledge and Art of Possibility. Those two books you could listen on as an audio. They're beautiful audiobooks. Those books set the tone for the container, the bigger concept, bigger construct of the conversations that we're going to have within. They're beautiful books. And those ones you don't have to buy; those you could listen to and or borrow. I will say this too: if you're near a PYC and you just walk in, you're like, "Hey, has anyone done teacher training? Can I borrow your books?" Like you could actually walk into one of the studios and someone will share their teacher training books. Now, those last two books, Heart of Yoga, is one you're probably going to want to have. Both of those books you're going to want to have in a hard copy. Although we have had people do the Key Muscles of Yoga as online, but I like to touch. The Key Muscles of Yoga is a book that you might go back and look at because it's the anatomy book. So you're looking at the poses and everything. The Heart of Yoga is also a really interesting book. Um, it's Desikachar. He's one of the fathers of yoga that brought yoga to the West, and it's such a great. Again, it's a more history depthful book. Oh, you know what's not in there is the history yoga philosophy. Oh, we moved that to suggested. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Got it. Got it. All those books below there, Mary, those are all suggested. Those are all like, here are some that are really great, like Eastern Body, Western Mind, that book that's number 5. That's a great chakra book. I think that that book should be on everyone's shelf, but it's not a book that it's like not an easy read. I go back and I reference it. Like I'll go back and I'll open it up and I'll read about a different chakra. Um, the Yoga Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, those are just texts that every yogi should read at some point. And then that yoga history book is a depthful book. So yeah, these are all suggested, but highly suggested at some point in your yoga life. Delve a little deeper and check out those books. But those top 5 there, those ones are required. This PDF, Nick can send out. Like once you sign up, he sends it out. There's tons of info there.
Yeah,
Does
and
that?
these ones
Yeah.
with like if you have a Spotify account, you can actually listen to these for free. Like those are just available, and as Kinley mentioned, they're really good audiobooks.
Really good.
I I use Audible, so
Oh, perfect.
Yes, you'll find
it's
it there.
okay for me. I'm just eagerly I don't know if you can tell us yet, but I'm one of those horrible eager beaver students. So
Okay.
I am really looking forward to when they can send me everything that I need to get started.
You'll do it today. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
because I'm,
Yeah.
I
Eager.
I know nobody wants to hear about time, but yeah, I want to really get in as much before I start,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
after work I can do
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah. So I'll be sending out all those pre-recorded videos that we have you watch. My plan is to send them out tomorrow to everybody who's registered.
Okay, great,
Yeah,
great.
exactly. So maybe I'll give you a call tomorrow too, Mary, to check in if you're free.
I'll have to schedule time because yeah, I'm one of those people that my calendar is always full with
Ah,
Zoom meetings all day long.
I love that. A social butterfly.
No, that's just work, earning a living. That's what it is.
yeah. That's what I figured.
Yeah. So I'll keep in touch with you and I'll schedule a time for a call, Nick, because I
Beautiful.
have questions about Sugar Ridge. Are we having rooms? Are we sharing rooms there?
You'll share
Yeah.
a room with like 1 or 2 other people.
Nobody will want to share a room with me. I snore too much.
We do have we that definitely is something we'll take into account. And
Please do. I don't
there
want to make anyone uncomfortable.
there are some rooms that have a wall and a door in between.
Yes,
So
yes.
that would be good to know, and then we can always separate and put you into a special. Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind. Just take note of it. I do
We'll
not.
just find out who else does a snore, and then you guys can be together with your earplugs. Any other questions, Mary, right now?
No,
Okay.
nothing. No, no, no.
Awesome. It was so great to meet you. What's your home studio,
Nice to
Mary?
you. I am at city center. Sorry, I was thinking of where
Amazing.
I go, but yeah, it's close to where I live.
Amazing. Very
10,
Love
10
that.
minutes or so. Everybody there has already offered me books. So, yes.
awesome. Great.
Perfect.
So good. I love that. Anyone else have questions? Nikki, Brooke? Awesome. Okay, well, we are available. Obviously, Nick is he's your director of growth, and he will be sending out more information. I'm available anytime to answer questions about the program, the curriculum, learn about more about the facilitators that are coming up. Um, Last thing I'll say is that the food is really amazing. The food is phenomenal at Sugar Ridge. I always want to take home the chef who owns the place with me. I was like, Liz, can you just come home with me? That you'll be really taken care of. I know it can be a little scary, going into an unknown place with unknown people, but it definitely kind of feels like an adult camp in the best way, to heal and to give yourself some time away, and you're gonna meet the most amazing people. We become friends for life and support, biggest supporters of each other's highest self, and it's just you come in as strangers and we leave as friends, and it's a beautiful journey we go on. Well, thank you all. Thank you, Nick, for supporting me and supporting us all on this journey. And we will hopefully see you in the summer in July, July 15th.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Thanks,
so
everyone.
welcome.
Thanks, Kin.
Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.